Okay, I do not have the pretty color version that you guys do, but go ahead and open up and follow along with me in Schoology, or you can read this story on Storyworks. Remember, I showed you how to get to it. We're going to continue reading Saving America's Eagle. We're going to read 2 sections today and do our 3 questions for today in our notebook. So please open up your notebook in the reading and poetry section and find Saving America's Eagle. We're going to read Flying Once Again. Remember, this is a subheading. Okay, these are important in nonfiction stories or informational texts. Take a look at the photographs. There are captions and bolded words. Flying Once Again. Around the time Mager was helping Haley and other eagles in danger, more experts across the country were working to raise new bald eagles. Scientists took baby eagles from Canada and places in the U.S. where the birds still lived, free from DDT. They brought them to places where eagles had died out. The scientists cared for the baby eagles until they were old enough to fly. Then they set them free into the wild. This was a huge success. Over the following decades, eagles came back. Soon the birds could be seen snatching fish and building nests. By 2007, the bird was no longer endangered. This is important. Today, some experts think that there may be as many eagles in America as when the country first began. This has been one of the greatest conservation successes ever. But the story isn't over yet. The birds have had trouble existing safely and peacefully next to humans. Each year, thousands of bald eagles are hit by cars, zapped by power lines, and kicked out of their nests as trees are cut down. Illegal hunting is also still a problem. Everyone's eagles. That's why until she passed away last year at 98, Mager stayed dedicated to the eagle conservation. When she wasn't helping hurt birds of prey, she made it her job to educate people about them. Mager traveled across America with a group of her rescue birds. At schools and community centers, she spoke about why protecting birds of prey like Haley was important. Sadly, Haley was not able to fly again, so she could not go back to her home in the Florida swamps, but she lived the rest of her life happy at a wildlife research center in Maryland. There she was cared for by scientists who were working to bring eagles back. According to Mager, it is up to all of us to make sure America's bird flies through the skies for years to come. They're not my eagles, she would tell the people. They're your eagles. They're everyone's eagles. Okay? So now we're going to answer our 3 questions. Like I said, in your notebook, go ahead and open it up to the reading and poetry section, and you're turning to Saving America's Eagle. We have 3 questions for today. Our 3 questions for today are going to be, in Flying Once Again, how were bald eagles brought back after the harm of the DDT? How were they brought back? So if you need to pause here, go ahead and pause. Okay, I am going to go back in the text and show you where I'm going to find my text evidence here. So we have to go back in the text. Remember, if you want to see it in color, you need to go to Scholastic Digital Manager and click on Storyworks and type in the title of the story to see the story. How were bald eagles brought back after the harm of DDT? I remember seeing DDT right here. Okay? How did they bring them back? Well, it says in the sentence right above it that scientists took baby eagles from Canada and places in the U.S. where the birds still lived, free from the DDT. They brought them to places where eagles had died out. The scientists cared for the baby eagles until they were old enough to fly. Then they set them free into the wild. This is what you are writing for question number 8. Here is your proof. Pause here and write your answer. Okay, now let's look at question number 9. Question number 9 says, what is Mager's view on eagle conservation? Why is it so important? So let's go back in the text and find our proof to number 9. Remember, you're only writing the answers. So we're going back in the text. Let's take a look at the text. What is Mager's view on conservation? Well, we know she loves eagles, so she stayed dedicated. Where does it say that? Dedicated. She stayed dedicated to conserving, to eagle conservation. Okay, Mager stayed dedicated to eagle conservation. When she wasn't helping hurt birds of prey, she made it her job to educate people about them. This is your answer for question number 9. So there's my proof. Number 9. If you need to pause here, go ahead and pause and write your answer. Okay, last question. Question number 10. Does the author mainly use facts or opinion for support? How do you know? Tell me what the author does. So you're going to start your sentence with, the author uses what? Look back in the story. For number 10, you're going to write, the author mainly uses facts or opinions, whichever one you think it is. Facts or opinions for support. I know this because and then finish that sentence. Okay, remember you are having a quiz over Saving America's Eagle tomorrow, and you can use your notes to help you. Please make sure you are writing the notes down in your notebook.